Welcome to Hardheaded Podcast. It's time to join the conversation. Welcome. This is Chet Sears. I got Matt, Amos, and Troy Trussell with me here today on the Hardheaded Podcast.
Right here.
Matt is crinkling his paper to let everyone know he is prepared.
Just so you know, Matt brought a piece of paper.
That's all it is a piece of paper.
With our schedule on it.
He's creating the illusion of preparedness.
That was me.
Today, we have what's on Troy's mind for our first segment. Number 2, the top three. Top 3 names for boats. What are you going to name your yacht? What are you going to name your cruiser? Whatever that is. And then a good word from Matt. Troy, what's on your mind?
So, recently, there's been some news going on in the housing industry, and it has to do with our buddy, pal, President Biden. So the funny thing is, this law or whatever that he's trying to get passed was supposed to already pass and go into effect on May 1st, which was...
It's a rule. He's changing
a rule, yeah.
He's changing the rule to the government-funded mortgages, so Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, right?
Yeah. So as we're recording this, I can't find anywhere that states that it did go into effect.
Okay.
But maybe it did. Maybe you could have better luck. But yeah, I ran across a reel the other day that was talking about people were up in arms because it's basically subsidizing for people that shouldn't really be able to get a loan to get a home. The government is giving them subsidized funds so that they can get into a home. It's kind of what the rule
subsidized by what?
Our tax dollars. So what they're claiming is like that everybody should live the American dream and everybody should be able to get in a home, right? And they've done the same thing with healthcare. And then the more I dug into this, the more that I've seen, like he's been trying to pass all kinds of rules in the housing market. Like back in March, there was the Down Payment Toward Equity Act that gave first-time home buyers a grant of up to $25,000 cash for either down payment, part of the down payment, closing costs on a mortgage, interest rate reductions via discount points, and other home purchase expense. And as of May 3rd, you had to be a first-time home buyer to get that. So, and the reel that I watched was claiming like this is just another stab at socialism to make everybody equal. So everybody can own a house. And just taking money from the wealthy, people with higher credit scores.
Well, that doesn't mean you're wealthy. That just means you don't. That's true.
That means you don't have a lot of debt and you manage your finances well.
You could have a lot of debt. You just pay it back. Like
right.
You're not delinquent.
Yeah, because what is a person's credit score? It's one of the most important indicators of credit worthiness in America for lenders.
Yeah,
helping to determine if a prospective borrower is going to qualify for a loan and what interest rate they'll be able to get because of their credit score.
Yeah,
like so when I went and we've bought 7 houses in the past 11 years. And the first house that we went to buy, or actually the second one that we went to buy, my credit score wasn't that great. So I had to
pay down some stuff,
get that credit score up before we could even get the mortgage lender to pre-approve us.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Biden administration wants to hike payments for good credit home buyers to subsidize high-risk mortgages.
So they're penalizing you for having a good credit score.
Right.
And they're removing penalties for low credit scores. So they pay less, and in their paying less, they're making it where the good credit score people have to pay more to make up the difference.
Correct. As far as I understand it,
that is sharing the load, Matt. So first and foremost,
socialism.
I am a big fan of people owning homes. I think that's a huge, and if you want to look at, and this is why property values are so important, is one of the only opportunities that a majority of the people in this country have to pass wealth along is through property, right? So buying a house and having that, paying it off over, let's say you get into a house and you live in it 30 years, you get that thing paid off. You go, and if you didn't save another cent, there's still a value to pass on for your family. And, whether or not your kids move into it and they have a safe place to live, having a safe place to live is a huge thing. So I'm a huge fan of doing what we can to support people to get into a home. I'm not a fan of penalizing people that have done things well to give it other people a chance.
Yeah.
Involuntarily. Hey, put a checkbox. Hey, if you want to pay more to help somebody go, here's a checkbox.
I mean, they do that when you're checking out at the grocery store or whatever.
Yeah,
hey,
give them an opportunity.
Hey, you want to round up your payment this month to help this person out? Heck, no.
Well, depending on your situation, somebody could say yes, but make it voluntary. Don't make it involuntary, right? Don't take and give it to somebody else. Redistribution of wealth. What are your thoughts on this, Matt?
Tired of it. It's government as a whole.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's what they've been pushing. They're hey, it's okay to be below average.
Yeah.
But we're going to punish you if you're good at anything. I mean, it's completely reversed. I mean, the Bible says it's going to happen anyway, but I mean, it's still a hard pill to swallow. Because I think it's only going to get worse.
Well, and it's bad timing as well because you've got interest rates are what, 6?
Yeah,
6%. The housing market has 100% cooled down. There's hardly any volume out there, and you're making it easier for people that are more likely to default on a mortgage to get into homes. You're making it harder for people that are less likely to default on a mortgage to get into homes. This sounds familiar.
No, I don't think that they're making it harder for people with more money.
This is more expensive. More expensive is harder.
But I still don't think it's that much harder. To me, it's lowering. It's the overall lowering of the standard. That and you're still penalizing them, but I don't think that those people with those credit scores.
It's not like they're going to not go buy a house,
right?
Well, it may.
But to me, if I was that person, I would say, you know what? No, I am not.
I'm just going to stay in my house.
I'm going to stay in my house.
Yeah.
I'm going to be happy with what I have and screw the government and the commercialism as a whole. And I'm going to say, you know what? I'm going to keep my truck for more than 2 years, which guess what? The truck I have now, I've had for more than 2 years. That's the first truck I've ever done.
For more than 2 years?
Yeah.
You're kidding me.
No.
How many vehicles have you owned in your life?
Lot.
Like 50?
A lot. And so basically the standard was anytime it started to creep towards 100,000 miles, gone.
Well, vehicles are made differently today than they were when you got that mentality.
Yeah.
Better or worse?
They're cheaper today.
Yeah.
But they're made more cheaply today with plastic parts that fall apart, whereas...
How many miles you got on your truck?
On my truck, 116,000.
You get 116,000 on a truck that was built in 1987?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah.
No.
You sure can if you know how to mechanic.
That's what I'm saying. You have to work on it. These are basically maintenance free going 100, 200,000 miles today.
I don't know. Now, I will say this. My wife's van has, every time I get in there, I'm just shocked at the number that's on the odometer.
Is it a million miles like Troy's car
no,
was?
It's not. No, it's not 3 million miles.
Dude, it killed it.
It's not like whatever that car was that he obviously has no idea that the numbers.
The Delta 88, yeah.
This actually has 6 numbers with the little dash for the.
Yeah.
And last I got in there, it was 234 5,000 miles
Get
on that
some.
van.
That's what I'm talking about.
And we've had that thing
Nice.
since it was brand new in 2012, and she just keeps driving it and keeps driving it. And good for her. I mean, it annoys me because I'm like, I can hear this rattle in this door back here. I can hear this. I can hear the road noise more in this than I can in my truck, and I'm like that.
Well, one of the reasons is because in your truck, you're so far away from the road.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Cars. I mean, anything that sits that close to the road is
Yeah.
kind of loud.
True story.
Now, when my tires wear down, it gets loud. But no, I don't know. But I think that's one way because I mean that's what society is basically and companies have pushed everybody for is, hey, you need to. Here's the latest and greatest. You need to get it. You need to get it. You need to buy this. If we just stop, I think everything comes back down to reason being priced within reason. If we just keep things for a little bit longer than we want to.
People can't just stop.
You're very hopeful.
Yeah.
I know they can't just stop, but I'm just saying that's a way.
You want me to tell you another problem I recently found out about this? This keep it longer. I have a vehicle that I've had over 10 years.
Your truck?
Yeah,
Yep.
the 2013 Ford F-150. Noticed the other day, looking, the license plate on that thing, worn out. Like
You can't see it?
the reflective stuff is gone. The numbers have faded.
Perfect.
And so I was like, hey, DMV, what do I got to do to get a reprint of this license plate that I purchased through you? We don't do that, sir. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, we don't do that. You can't. You got to just re-register your vehicle.
Oh, well, then,
I'm like,
I wouldn't do anything.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm like, that's the dumbest thing in the world. I already registered this. I shouldn't have to pay for it again. You gave me a state-issued license plate, and if it goes bad, the state should give me a new license plate.
Yeah.
No, I don't have to go. But they want me to go in there
See, they didn't
and
expect
get a
you to
new re-register, get a new license plate. They didn't expect somebody to own a car for 10 years.
They didn't think you were going to own it that long. Yeah. See, I mean, we
State of Kansas, you better fix it. You fix it.
I'm telling you, we start keeping.
What do they
things-
do now? Fix it.
Keep them longer, and we bring this whole system down.
And fix it.
License plates, homes, trucks, whatever.
Hey, they're doing just
And the economy at all. Good.
good enough without us trying to take it down. They're going to bring it down themselves. So
Fix it. That's what I'm saying. I shouldn't have to pay for a license plate again
yeah.
because of that poor quality.
Yeah. So an example of the housing deal, someone with a below average credit score of 640 who's seeking a $350,000 mortgage with 20% down payment paid, $10,500 in fees before the new regulations. They will now only have to pay $7,800.
So you're getting a $3,000 cut, 30% cut, and people with a better credit score are having to pay more now to cover that cut.
Yep.
When has the government ever solved anything? Like, this is not gonna all of a sudden,
Yep.
hey, everybody gets to go buy a house now.
No. Did you know 65% of Americans own a home already?
No,
It's a statistic I heard today.
I don't know about that.
I don't know. I'll double check and look it up again.
Yeah, I'm not.
I don't
not too
believe
sure
you.
about that.
Yeah. So anyway, that's been what's on my mind. Just more stupid stuff from Washington.
Look, hey, everybody gets a trophy. All right, that's the society we live in. That's who's running our government. I mean, everybody gets a trophy.
All right.
Yeah, Troy's not too far off here.
What's it say?
Let's see. Since 1960, homeownership rate in the U.S. has remained relatively stable. It's decreased 1% since 1960 when it was 65%. So it's less than 65% now. 64%, Troy.
Oh, 2% off. Thanks for trusting in my knowledge,
This guy.
men.
I believe you.
Well, that's decent numbers, but that's not in the city. That's the thing. Is there's
Yeah.
Well, and I wonder, I don't know, because what does that do for people that own multiple homes? Like all these people that own these VRBO properties and all that now?
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, that's cool. We're going to come back after commercial break with our top 3. We're going to talk about making it harder for people to buy houses, and now we're going to name our boats.
Which I don't own.
Hey, it doesn't say anything about credit on boats. All right.
Yeah. There's Biden. What's Biden? You help me out there, Biden?
He doesn't want you to have a boat.
All right. We're going to a break.
Are you driving traffic to your website? Do you have an engaging homepage? Better yet, does your homepage have a video? We recently created a video for a client about his business and the services they provide. Since he placed the video on the homepage of their website, he has had a number of clients specifically say they decided to use his services because of that video. At Trussell Media, we help businesses create engaging videos to host on their websites, email to clients, and use in their social media marketing. Contact us if you're interested in creating a video for your homepage today. TrussellMedia.com. Fill out the form at TrussellMedia.com/contact. Let us help you tell your story through video.
And we're back. Top 3 names for boats, boats for names. Matt, why don't you fire away?
Number 3, the sea leg.
Would it be 2 sea legs?
I mean, either way, I got to go. It's a boat, so it's still, I would say that it has to be singular, sea leg. I got to go pick up my sea leg.
Nice.
Now, is it spelled CSEA?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not like the sea leg, like the prosthetic.
There's a
leg.
prosthetic C, the letter C leg.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Although, you know what? Let's change it. Sea leg. Let's just go with that because it's out there. Sea leg, and then they see the guy walking around on the boat in the prosthesis. You know.
Yeah. You
Makes
sell that
sense.
for a sponsorship. Is that
Listen
what
up,
you do?
Autobach. I need a boat. I'm going to call it the sea leg. You need me.
Yeah.
But before you do that, you might want to go ahead and make that knee completely waterproof.
Yes. Sea leg's not.
Number 2, unsinkable.
Ooh.
Number 2.
I think I see what you did there.
Nice.
Yeah.
I got it. Yeah. Titanic.
Yep. They said it was the unsinkable ship, but they haven't built another one.
Oh, I went a different route. It's like a floater that won't go down.
See, there's so many ways.
Unsinkable number 2.
You can,
That's what I was thinking. I wasn't thinking
I was
Titanic.
thinking of large ships, not.
No.
Not
that boy's gassy.
Yeah.
It's
You have a little
no flusher.
put a little poop emoji right next to it on the back of your boat.
Yep. Unsinkable 2.
Oh, unsinkable number 2.
Number 2. And then number 1, if there's any parents with kids, cover their ears just in case. The wet dream.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll go next.
Next, Chet, what you got?
Number 3, a shout out to our podcast and one of our future t-shirt ideas. Don't sauce my meat.
Man,
That'd be my boat name.
love that. Man, that
Yeah.
shirt is ready to go. I
I
gotta
did
get that
see,
uploaded.
You know what? Matter of fact, I saw somebody the other day, one of the barbecue little groups on Facebook or something like that posted, do you should people sauce do you like your meat sauced or no?
No, yeah. Don't.
And there's a lot of people in there that were in favor of saucing meat.
I mean,
Those people are lazy.
but if it's gonna be sauced, they need to be the one that sauces it.
Well,
Don't serve sauced meat.
Absolutely.
That's
And
what I'm saying.
That's
Yeah.
the
They're lazy.
caveat. That's the caveat.
Yeah,
That's the caveat.
I had
I
pulled
want to be able
pork.
to sauce my own meat.
yeah.
There's some really good barbecue sauces out there, but I don't want it on
You
my
don't
meat.
put it on my meat, and I put it on.
I
Yeah.
decide to dip it if I'm going to do it.
exactly.
And this
the
boat,
way it should be done.
of mine that I named that would let all the 7 C's know. Don't sauce it. Just let it be sauceless. Number 2, this is a little on the fishing side. This will be a fishing boat. The sunrise service. Little throwback to the church. Remember the sunrise service at church?
Yeah.
And I'll be out there at sunrise fishing.
Mhm.
So the sunrise service. And number 1, shout out to my favorite TV show, The Sweet Fancy Moses. Remember that Seinfeld episode? Jerry's like, Sweet Fancy Moses.
Yeah.
And that's what this name of my boat would be. The Sweet Fancy Moses.
Nice. I like it.
So there you go. I have an honorable mention too that none of you guys are going to have, but I'll still wait. There's no way you're going to have it.
Oh, I'm sure not.
Absolutely not.
Good.
Guaranteed, Matt.
Guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
All right, my number 3 is the Falcon.
Oh, Star Wars.
Yeah, Millennium would just be too long, so just the Falcon. That'd be nice. Number 2 would be Black Betty.
Oh, Black Betty. Bam-a-lam.
There you go.
Would that be the name of the dinghy for your boat? Bam-a-lam?
Get the Bam-a-lam. Take us to shore.
Yes, that's awesome. I like that.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Black Betty. That's what the kids call my car, Black Betty. And I've played that song for
Big Al calls his motorcycle.
Have you seen that
Black
video?
Betty.
Have you seen
Yeah.
that music video?
I don't think so. I just know the song.
Dude. Have you seen it?
I've seen it, but I'm
It's like just a bunch of old hippie dudes, and the guy's like, it's hilarious. We'll show it to you.
All right,
it's good.
We'll watch it later. We're not watching anything on the podcast anymore. Too much dead air. It was terrible.
It's not. It's fine.
Last week it was horrible.
People, they tune in more. They listen harder. Like, what are they about to do?
What are they about to say?
Yeah. And it's nothing. Number 1.
Number 1 would be the Trussell tribe. It's our family name.
the TT.
TTT.
That goes along with your number 2.
The Trussell tribe.
Oh, you're including the T.
T cubed.
Triple T.
Yep, that's our little family name. And if I have a boat right now, it's going to have 5 kids on it
All the time.
all the time. So I'm not getting a boat.
Honestly, if you had a boat right now, you probably have it out one time, and then it'd be in your garage broken down. I've owned a boat. I know what happens.
Yeah.
Break out another 1,000.
I wish I had, if I had like
BOAT.
$30,000 to throw away, I'd get one of those new Sea-Doo pontoon.
Why? Why would you take
be fun,
$30,000 and put it into a boat?
No, I'm
No,
just saying,
don't
like
do
if
that.
I had 30 grand to throw away, like
No,
if
no,
I
no.
made
Why would
30
you not
million,
get like a
You can get a good
sweet
pontoon boat for $5,000.
7,500
oh, I know,
bucks?
but I'm
Yeah,
saying you're not listening to me. If I was like if I had like 30 million,
Yeah.
30,000 would be nothing. Then I would probably buy one.
Not a Sea-Doo.
I think they're
Like,
pretty cool looking.
No,
get
you-
a tri-tune with like a big 150 4-stroke on the back of
No,
it.
no.
Okay,
Absolutely not.
Yes, yes.
When I was in the hospital, I at one point wanted a pontoon boat.
Yeah.
And so my uncle had just bought one. And he came out to San Diego and visited me and brought me a bunch of brochures for pontoon boats.
Right.
I went to the website and
Bennington.
I built this pontoon boat. It was a Bentley.
Bentley.
And by the time I was done, do you know what that pontoon boat cost me?
$107,000.
$115,000.
Pretty close.
But I mean,
Wow.
shower, bathroom,
Oh God.
lights
You don't
that
need
go
all
into
that.
the lights that go into the water that
Yeah,
light it
yeah.
up around the boat, barbecue grill, just super nice bad stereo system, and I mean it was legit. But I looked at that and I was like, well, now I got to have a truck to pull that thing. So then that's when I was like,
It's
looking
another
at
$100,000.
now,
Yeah.
I was like, I'm being this thing for $250,000. I think there's a lot more that I could do with $250,000.
Yeah, especially $250,000 rolling down the highway.
Yeah.
That's a lot different than $250,000 on a foundation somewhere.
Yep.
Yep.
But I haven't had a
Build
good luck
your
with pontoon
foundation on
boats.
stone.
I was fishing at Lake Fork with my buddy Griff. His boat caught on fire while I was driving it, and
I remember.
he
Yeah, I
almost
remember you
killed us.
telling me that. Yeah.
And then this last trip I was down there, he has a new pontoon boat because the other one caught on fire, and he blames me for that, by the way. And then we're back down there,
It's
and
definitely
this
your
one
fault.
is the one we're in. Didn't catch on fire, but it broke down. And I'm like, dude,
Man.
yeah. It was speaking of, so he had a bass boat that was made by Pro Gator, and it had like a big Pro Gator sticker on the side of it, both sides of it. He had some hull work done because he got damaged at some point, so they took all the decals off, and they were about to put decals back on. And he's like, "Hey, can you print me a new one instead of Pro Gator? I want it to say Instigator." and they did it. And
Nice.
they did it in the company font and all that kind of stuff, which was pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool.
That was a good boat name. So my honorable mention is the man. I'll give you guys like $50 right now if you could tell me what Sonny Crockett's boat name was. Who's Sonny Crockett? You know Sonny Crockett?
No.
No?
I've heard the name. I don't.
Oh gosh,
Davy's brother.
that's no.
That was
That's
Jones.
from Miami Vice. So
Oh,
the dude,
yeah.
he lived.
I've never watched my.
he lived on-
I've,
It's a
I've
really
seen.
good show.
I've seen 2 episodes.
He
the old one or the new one?
The old one.
Yeah.
Is there a new TV show?
Yeah, it's terrible.
There is.
No.
Tweeter is on it. Yeah.
It's like the new Red Dawn. It's dead to me. But he lived on a sailboat at a marina, and then he had a big cigarette boat that he cruised around with and fight crime. But the sailboat he lived on was called the Saint Vitus Dance, and it goes back. Saint Vitus is a martyr. He was a son of an emperor who converted to Christianity, and his dad had him killed, but then they also, so Saint Vitus is actually somebody that the certain illness people would pray for, and before Parkinson's was really identified and diagnosed and all that kind of stuff, they referred to the shaking as Saint Vitus Dance. It's pretty interesting. So there you go. Little bit of
So is that
little bit of
Don
history.
Don Johnson's character or the other guy?
Yeah, no, Don Johnson. Tubbs is the other guy.
Tubbs.
Ricardo Tubbs.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna find it, dude. It's a great TV show.
I
It's
mean,
really
I
good.
remember it being on, wasn't it? Dun 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 dun. Is that it?
No.
Or that was Knight Rider?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a little too. I mean, it's.
That's good. Sounds just like it.
Yeah,
It's so 80s that it's
Oh,
ridiculous.
it's a great TV show. All right. Well, that's top
I
3.
can't. I can't. The gunfire. I just can't.
There's a
And
10,
it
he
echoes.
was shooting a 10 millimeter.
Good for him. It doesn't
Yeah.
sound like that in real
It was a
life.
bear gun. He's out there.
He wasn't shooting nothing.
The video editors that back then they didn't know how to
Make
make
gun sounds.
really good gun sounds. So
They still don't. You know, we'll save it for another podcast.
all right.
Okay, Matt. Good word, buddy.
Denial.
It ain't just a river in
It
Egypt.
ain't just a river in Egypt. Today's good word comes out of 2 Peter 2:1.
2-1.
And it says, "But false prophets also arose among the people, just as there will be false teachers among you who will secretly bring in destructive heresies, even denying the master who brought them, bringing upon themselves swift destruction." Now, I had a little bit of time because last week and traveling and being in the airport and having a whole lot of time, I spent a little bit more time scrolling through the Facebooks and than I would have liked, and came across and I've got a lot of friends on Facebook that I know and have met over the years and met through various activities, and it's just interesting to see how some of them who are atheists
Mm-hmm.
they spend more time complaining about what we do and how we worship and who we worship, when they've even got people in their own groups in their comments when they post something saying, why do you even care if it doesn't exist? That's not what this page is for. This is not a religious page. We're just a group of people who are atheists. We don't believe in anything. Just want to get together and get away from anybody who does believe anything, but you're bringing it more into this. And so it's just funny to me how hard they deny our creator when all the evidence is there. And, and there's people that are really well-spoken atheists who don't believe, that try to convince you that nothing exists, and they want to change your belief and change your thoughts. And those, I think, are the people that we need to, you got to look out for them, because a lot of them do it in very subtle, sneaky ways. That they've got your kids watching. They've got, they've got an audience that's easily susceptible to those kind of I don't know what you want to call it, not iterations, but ideals.
So you're just going to throw a little doubt in there.
Yeah, and I mean, and we as Christians, I mean, doubt is healthy. I mean, I've got questions about stuff all the time, but that doesn't mean that I don't believe.
Yeah,
there's certain parts of the Bible that don't make sense that I don't think will be revealed to us until we're with Him, which I think is cool.
Yeah, and if your pursuit of I want to help remove this doubt, then is digging further into the Word, then more power to you.
I mean, because that's where you're going
to
that's where you're going to find it. You're not going to, but when you go and you start searching that in other places to try to corroborate. I don't even know.
Corroborate.
I know what it means. I don't know how to say it.
Carburetor.
But I mean, when you go outside the Word to try to get things to line up with that, I mean, you're not going to find it. And that's where you're going to get into those dicey situations where you've got people telling you what the Bible says instead of you deciphering what the Bible says and how God speaks to you through that.
I agree with you, especially for the people that are looking for a quick answer. But there are some specific cases, very specific cases, where people have intellectual honesty to go disprove. Lee Strobel comes to mind. Case for Christ is the book that he wrote. He was just an investigative journalist, and he's like, I'm going to go prove that this Jesus guy didn't really exist.
Right.
And then he goes through. He touches the Bible some, but he's going through historical documents, records of the day outside of the Bible. And he finds with their accounts outside the Bible that say there are witnesses that saw Jesus after he was crucified. And then he goes into the crucifixion and realizes that the Romans don't make a mistake when they try to kill somebody. Like they killed him.
I mean, but at that point you're talking historical data. You're not talking. You know what I mean.
But I'm saying in his effort to prove that Jesus wasn't real,
that led him there.
He found it that it was real. A lot of people that are like, I don't believe Jesus is real. And they don't go they're like, see this guy on the internet. He said he wasn't real. So I don't have to dig any further.
I'm just going to line up with that because it's easy.
Yeah.
So anyway, the good word, I guess, if you want to call it that, is denial. I've just seen a lot of people trying to convince other people that he doesn't exist, trying to change their faith. And I mean, you're not going to do it over social media. That's just that's just word. It's not going to happen that way. But anyway,
can't do a lot of things with
watch
social
out
media.
for them, and I mean, really watch what you're watching and what's being said, because there are subtleties in there that don't always line up with what you believe.
100% agree. Thank you, Matt, for that wonderful good word. Thank you, Troy, for bringing us up on some mortgage rule changes.
Vote for your best boat name.
Yeah, I think Black Betty's going to win it for me.
In the comments, I don't know. I think my number one. It's pretty good.
No. Unsinkable too, if you think about it in my way. It was a very good name.
And for the amputees out there, the sea leg. I mean,
yeah, got to have something.
Got it. We got a boat for everybody.
Yeah. All right.
At least a boat name for everybody. We don't actually have a boat.
Thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe, share. Really appreciate you. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening to the Hardheaded Podcast. Don't forget to share this podcast with others to help us get the word out.
Also, if you haven't yet, please rate and review the show. This helps our podcast show up in other people's suggested shows that may or may not have listened to us before.
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.